Welcome back everyone to GameZone Birdroom.
GameZone Birdroom.
Hello.
GameZone Birdroom.
And it's not the GameZone Birdroom without my birds. So what have I got for you today, guys? Well, if you can tell from the thumbnail, it's an unboxing video. And this is the box in question. Let's open it up and see what's in it. We are getting more and more professional in the GameZone Birdroom. Even got a small table. Look at that. Spare no expense. Anyway, let's have a look at the box. Very generic. Apparently it's got a 64-bit game operating system, 4.3 full view TFT screen, lossless music, picture support, HDMI put. I assume that means HDMI input. So I've already actually opened this box up, but I thought I'd just let you know what comes in the box. If anyone's interested, I will leave the link and everything in the description below. First up, we have the power lead. Although it's not very long. This I actually liked. They give you two joypads. Tiny. I mean, they are literally really tiny. But, you know, it's nice to have two players out of the box. And you get two of them. It's very clicky, the buttons. D-pad. It feels okay, you know. We'll see how they perform. But the main bit is this. And here it is. It's the JXD Retro Arcade Mini. And as you can tell, it's like a tabletop arcade machine. Nice big speaker at the back. Two USBs for the two players. HDMI output. Audio input. Your SD card. And your power. And obviously that's where you turn it on and off. Nice big red button. Just an analog stick. Normal buttons, but you know, don't feel too bad. What's here? Start, select, and the volume control. But you know what? I actually like the colour scheme. The red and white. And it sort of reminds me of the old Fisher-Price toys. Don't know if anyone knows what I mean, but that was always sort of red and white, sort of basic colours. But you know what? I'm digging this. I really am. The analog stick sort of feels a bit like the Dreamcast. Anyway, that's enough of what it looks like. Let's actually see what's on it. I'm not going to show you this view for very long because my camera's not doing it justice. I mean, it looks superb, but I will just show you the sound. Just going to Street Fighter. The sound is great on this. Start off with a classic, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Probably my favourite version of Street Fighter. I'm a big fan of Super Street Fighter 2. I like the 4 new characters in it. Anyway, this looks superb. The screen on the actual, when you're playing it as a handheld console though, is really good. Don't take no notice of that video footage. Didn't do it justice. Really sharp, vibrant colours. But also it looks great on the big screen. It's so nice it is. It's also very handy having it as a handheld or a console. I'm mainly going to probably use it with my big screen TV. But yeah, this looks and sounds brilliant. This is the main interface. Isn't too bad. Quite simple, but it does the job. Settings, all your different languages. Obviously I want it on English. Theme, only 2. I'll leave it on the original. Backlight, I recommend it, have it on 4. There's some awful ketone settings. I'll leave it on 1. That's the best one. And that's the name of it, GB2 Retro Game. So you can add music to it, pictures, movies. Not that you want to, but it's the option's there. And you can add more games to it, apparently. I'm not going to, because there's just a ton of them. First up, we're going to try out Tekken 3. I was just about to say there's a few graphical glitches, but I think that's actually on the video. Probably everyone's favourite Tekken out of the 3 original PlayStation games. Definitely the best looking out of them all. They really got to know the system at this time. PlayStation 1 game, this game does look fantastic. Very smooth looking. Sounds and plays really well. This is the only 3D game that's actually on the system, but it's handling it really well actually. Very impressed. Might be worth putting a few more PlayStation 1 games on it. Next up, one of my all-time favourite games, WrestleFest. This is so awesome, this game. Still looks amazing as well. It captures the WWF in the 90s so well. Let's have the big boss man. And it has to be a Rumble. Looks and sounds great. No difference from my modded Xbox. Another thing I like about this mini console is you've got your save states. You can select how many slots you want as well. Can change the control system. So you can do a few little things. It's a shame that you can't mess about with the filters and that, because there's definitely some sort of smooth filtering going on. It would be nice to turn that off, but never mind. You can't have everything. A top favourite game of mine, Sonic. Love this game. Definitely looks the part, sounds the part. Did notice though in my playthrough there was some slight slowdown. Not much, but it is present. But it doesn't take anything away from the game. It's still incredibly playable. I thought I was going to struggle with the controls on here as well. But yeah, the little analog stick is surprisingly responsive. Yeah, I thought I was going to struggle playing this. And the little joypads that come with it. I mean, you don't want to play with them for long periods because they will hurt your hands. But yeah, for a short half hour, an hour play, they're great. Next up, we'll try the Super Nintendo Final Fight. Such a great port of the arcade game. Nintendo really did a fantastic job. Or was it Capcom that ported it themselves? Have to look into that. But whoever did it did a fantastic job. Shame it weren't 2 players, but these things happen. They did correct that wrong for 2 and 3. But this is a fantastic game, it really is. Is it as good as Streets of Rage? That is the question. I personally prefer Streets of Rage, but there's a lot of fans out there that like Final Fight. Again, the emulation looks great. Oh, what's the buttons then? That's another thing you have to watch out for. Some of the control schemes do change from game to game. No big worry though, because you can change that in the settings. But yeah, the emulation's great on this. Looks and sounds great. Now, does it handle mode 7? And you know what? It does. This looks fantastic. I love F-Zero. Well, what would have made it a perfect game though would have been 2 players. But I suppose at the time, you know, they were just getting the grips with the technology. You know, it was a new console out. This was a launch title. But what a fantastic game. It seems to be handling mode 7, not model 3. I don't think it would handle that. But mode 7, working great on it. Bit of Mario Kart for the Game Boy Advance. I only played this a handful of times, so guys, you'll have to tell me how this plays and runs and sounds. Need a bit of help. I personally think it sounds good and it plays well, but let me know in the comments. One of my all-time favourite games. This is brilliant, this game. It seems to be running at 60 Hz. Music does seem to be a bit fast. So anyone who's played the 60 Hz version more, let me know how it sounds. It sounds okay to me, but I'm not an expert on the 60 Hz. I've only ever played the 50 Hz version. Does it handle Sega's virtual processing unit? Yep, I'm talking about Virtual Racer. This game was groundbreaking when it came out. It looked fantastic. Who would have thought Model 1 could run on a Sega Mega Drive? Music doesn't sound great though. It's not perfect. It's actually pretty awful. But it plays well. It's fast. Just doesn't sound very good. It's still very playable, which I'm quite happy about. Oh, bloody hell, I'm awful. Getting used to the little analog stick. Come on. Not going to be happy unless I get a 40 seconds at lap. Anyway, have a good listen to the music. Now this is a quality side scrolling beat 'em up. Aliens vs Predator. What a game. Never played the original, only played it on only played it on my modded Xbox, and I can't tell the difference from this or the version on that. Plays very well, looks great, and it's just a great game. Really is. Anyway, have a listen, guys. Let's try a bit of In the Hunt. This is the submarine game version of Metal Slug. It's the same team as well that made that game. That's why it looks brilliant. Played it on my modded Xbox. Never played the original. But it's a cracking little game. As most shoot 'em up, so I am terrible at it. But this game does not sound good. It's way too slow as well. Virtually unplayable. Anyway, have a listen. I'll finish this off with how I started it with a fighting game. King of the Fighters 97. Never played this. Saw it in the arcade a couple of times, but I was more of a Street Fighter man. And Mortal Kombat. NEOGEO games, so they were good looking. Especially about 94, 95. They started to show it on Games World. Very envious of people who were playing the NEOGEO at home. Massive, great big sprites. Look very different from the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive. Still hold their price nowadays as well. Anyway, I'll let this game play out. Don't think I'm going to win. Not very good at this. Now for my final thought on the JXD Retro Mini Arcade. You know, I absolutely love this thing. It is absolutely brilliant. £79 from Amazon. Next day delivery. It took about 2 days to get here. Yeah, I can't really fault it. Is the emulation perfect on it? No, definitely not. Sonic 1 had a bit of slowdown in the hunt. Sort of was virtually unplayable. The music was just awful. Virtual Racer, although playable, music was questionable. But other than that, I mean, most of the games I've played on it, I mean, I've not played all of them. It's supposed to be 9,000 games on it. I'm not going to count them. Be wasting my time. But I assure you, there is a shitload of games on it. There really is. If you love your fighting games, there's a ton of them. Absolute ton of them. Also, there is a good selection of different games. You've got your football, hockey, basketball games and that. So, and loads of shooters as well. If you like your shoot 'em ups. Great little device. The fact that you can use it as a handheld or console, which I'm going to probably capture most of my arcade games now from that with me capture device. So is it perfect? No. Is it enjoyable? Yes. And as I said, it sort of looks a bit like Fisher's Price, doesn't it, that colour scheme, but you know, definitely not for babies or young kids. And you know, it's great for the fact that, you know, when my missus is watching, when she's watching her rubbish like Love Island and Big Brother and all that, I'm sitting there playing it. You know, it's brilliant. Actually, she might watch this video back, but never mind. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, remember button bash that like. Subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and take it easy.
GameZone Birdroom.